how's it going, y'all? Today is probably going to be a bit of a more chill stream. Just got back from vacation and jet lagged, so probably going to be a little bit more on the softer side, just hanging out and enjoying some yo-yo. So feel free to come hang out and hope you enjoy the stream. Hope you all are having a good evening so far. Got back from a 12-hour flight from Asia, and I immediately fell asleep at 9 a.m. here and woke up at 5 p.m. So this is going to make for some fun jet lag. But it's fine. Not too worried about it. Yo, how's it going? Welcome. This is me hanging out jet lagged after an international trip. I do competitive yo-yoing, and so I thought I would do a more chill stream tonight. Well, that was fun. Yo, welcome everybody. How's it going? Glad y'all are enjoying the trick so far. Trying to figure out that region. It's really hard to keep it straight and not tilted. There we go. Oh my. That is not where I intended to land in this mount. Oh my. There we go. So how's everybody doing tonight? Welcome Dallas fan, by the way. Shout out to Texas. That is where I am at the moment. Oh man. That's fine. Ooh, that was cool. That was fun. Just vibing and having some fun, doing some air tricks. Hopes everybody's been having a nice evening so far. It's throwing me off because I got on a flight this morning from Korea at 10 a.m. and I landed back in the US at 7:30 a.m. on the same day. So my times are all whacked up, but I'll probably still go to bed at a relatively normal time. It's always fun to just like throw on some chill music and just, vibe out. That's the kind of yo-yoing I really enjoy doing. So hope y'all are enjoying it as well. Oops. Dang. I'm trying to figure out, there was a whip I did earlier and I can't remember how I did it. That's okay. We'll get it eventually. Oh, I've never had that happen before. It only rejected one of the loops. I want to try and come up with some sort of slack where I'm like turning while I'm doing the slack. But then I don't know how well anyone would be able to actually see what's going on. Yo, how's it going, Newt Newt? Welcome, welcome. We're just vibing. How are you doing? Trying to come up with something else that. Maybe something like that. I'm also like, recently I did some like 4A inspired 1A. And for those of you who aren't as familiar with yo-yoing, it's like off-string inspired tricks from here. And so I've been wanting to do that, but it's like, it's harder than I thought. You're grinding for GCR? Dude, I hope that GCR comes back next year. I was pretty bummed when it wasn't here this year. That would have been very convenient. But hopefully it comes around again. If it does, I will almost certainly go to it as long as I have time. Because that would be the most convenient regional for me to go to by far. But if not, I'll probably go to like United Yo-Yo Contest again or something. You go into any of the state contests this year, Newt? Oh, that's how I did that. I'm really debating about going to Florida States. We'll see. It seems like it'd be a fun one. And that's next year. Nice. Dude, Rocky Mountain Regional looked like it was a blast this year. And I'm kind of like, I'm originally from Utah, which is pretty close to there, so I think it'd be fun to go to Rocky Mountain again. That was actually my first contest back in 2013. Fun fact. Before it was called Rocky Mountain Regional. It was called like South Central Regional or something. SCR. Yo, Josh, how's it going? That's fair, Newt. Yeah, they don't really line up that well with my schedule either. But I don't know. I'm thinking of still swinging it for Florida States. Excuse me. We'll see. Yeah, I saw that Hunter's live right now too. I got the notification, and I'm just like, well, it is what it is. I'm on a lot of Hunter's lives, so I wanted to make sure I do some of my own too, you know. But I enjoy Hunter's lives a lot. They're really good. He's been killing it lately, honestly. I'm super happy for him. Yo, how's it going, Orlando? Welcome, welcome. Come on. There we go. Didn't want to pop out of that triangle for some reason. Trying to just like vibe and come up with different ideas because I feel like, especially with 1A, I sometimes just get like into a creative rut where I just do the same tricks a lot. But I want to try and like add some spice to it, you know? You wish you could go to PNWR? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that people from your team were in Seattle. That's awesome. When is it? Do you remember? I don't remember when PNWR is. I know it's sometime in the beginning of the year. Also, yes, Orlando, I totally agree. Learning new tricks is definitely helpful for creativity too. Just because, like, when you're learning somebody else's trick, like, it usually it goes in different directions than what you would normally do, right? So totally agree with that. How do I do this? I've also been trying to figure out some like inverted chopsticks for 1A, but they always end up in like triangle-esque mounts like this. And then I'm just like, what do I do now? Like, I guess I could bounce up into a triangle or something. February? Okay, that's fair. Honestly, I probably should go to PNWR too, honestly, but I can only go to so many contests, right? Like, I don't have infinite budget for these things. And I kind of want to prioritize contests where I actually like, you know, I want to prioritize contests that make sense for me to go to. So like, I want to be able to go to Worlds, for instance, and so like, you know, going to a ton of regionals would probably take too much time and money for me to be able to then go to Worlds too. But a state contest might be just enough time to still be able to do that and Worlds. That's a fun little whip. Inverted chopstick, stop and go to GT. I don't. But it sounds pretty sick, not gonna lie. I know a bunch of random chopsticks, but not usually the chopsticks that people do in contests. They're just random chopsticks that are fun. String tension, no. Speaking of string tension, we had a request for a DNA, so we might as well get our first DNA of the night. We'll see. I just clipped my fingernails today, so hopefully I can still get the finger spin. No, it was almost first try. Well, that was a pretty bad DNA, not gonna lie. Let's see. Super good potential comp in your city. But it's not really a community in Louisiana. Well, even if there's not really that much of a yo-yo community in Louisiana, you could still, you know, like reach out to some of the people that organize like GCR the first time and see if they're open to using Louisiana, using that venue in Louisiana, because if it's a good venue, I mean, it's still worth considering for sure. Oh my gosh. I knew I shouldn't have clipped my fingernails today. Makes it so hard to get a good finger spin. There it is. There's the DNA. That was actually a really good one. And a UFO for good measure. You're starting a club? Nice. Yo, I'm glad that you showed it to one of the organizers. Which one did you show it to? Was it the guy that normally is in like the throwers Discord? Because one of the organizers from last year is in the throwers Discord on the contest section of the Discord. Nathan, I think that's who it was, right? He's the one that usually is on there. Nice. Well, good. I'm glad you showed it to him. I know it was he was mentioning it was too busy this year for him to organize it, but maybe if there's enough interest next year, it might be possible. I don't know. Yeah. No. It's a fun little entrance to Gondola. Trying to figure out that regen, man. Like, there's such a good regen possibility there, and like it's like the one that I do in off string, where like I bind and it goes up by my face and it goes back out again. I'm trying to get that off of the Mickey style bind from 1A, but I don't know. It just always seems to flip the yo-yo weird. like that. See, like, and then it still doesn't even turn it around somehow. Yeah, no, for sure. I agree. There will be some more interest, and especially too now that the yo-yo club here in Dallas has been meeting regularly for like the last, well, mostly regularly for the last year. I think that'll also definitely be helpful. And Philip has a vested interest. Philip Pacific has a pretty vested interest in doing competition stuff in Texas, whether it's with the yo-yo club or just in general. So I'm sure that um, that if you reached out to him as well, he would probably have some interest in that. And I know Philip from Yo-Yo Friends would be happy to help sponsor it, I'm sure. I'm trying to think, because there's that whip that people do where they like whip it under their shoulder and back on, and I haven't quite figured out what they're doing, because it's like it like whips under the shoulder and then back into the yo-yo somehow. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but it looks cool. Yeah, because see what I want to do with that regen, oops. What I want to do with that regen is I want to be able to do something where it's like an over the head Eli hop to that, and then like turn and then Mickey bind and do that regen. I don't know. I just think it'd be sick. But whenever I do that Mickey bind, it just doesn't seem to work. Like every now and then I'll get a good one, but usually it just ends up like that. So if anyone's ever tried that regen before, let me know. I will figure this out eventually. Goodness gracious. That's an interesting idea. Okay, so let's see here. So it could be kind of like how I do that. Not quite like that. That's not what I was going for. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh no. Oh boy. I do know Hunter. Yes, I met up with him at a couple of yo-yo contests, and he has some great advice as well on the Throwers Discord. So, yes, I have met Hunter. He's a good guy. Doing those under the leg chopsticks are so hard. Yo, thanks for subbing, man. I appreciate it. I'm surprised that didn't work. There we go. You had a pretty solid 2-minute song, so you're gonna have that in the bag for when you have a freestyle to do. I respect it. I respect it. Nice. That's awesome, dude. Was it the one that you used for Anti, or is it a different one? I guess Anti hasn't happened yet, but is it the one that you intend to use for Anti? You're only doing 1 minute for Anti? Is it because you're doing sport, or because you're not sure if you'll make it past prelims? Because the prelims look like extraordinarily stacked this year. There's so many people competing, it's crazy. Nice. Might keep that song for the prelim for a regional. Nice. Well, I'm excited to see your freestyle. Let me know. Let me know when they're playing yours, just because I don't know if I'll be able to watch the whole live stream or not. I mean, I guess either way I can like rewind through it and find it, but I'm excited to see it either way. Also, for anyone who is not aware of, oh my goodness, what on earth happened here? 1 second. For anyone, what the? I'm just more and more confused by that mount now. No idea how that got there. Anyway, for those of you who don't know Ante, Ante is a yo-yo contest that's online. It's hosted and judged by Hunter Fierstein, Chris Toledo, Justin Dower, and I think a few other people as well too. It's probably the most competitive online competition that has ever happened, except for like maybe Online Worlds, and even then. And so I'm competing in an off-string division, and Newt Newt is competing in the sport division, and there's a ton of people competing. It'll be fun. Next weekend, live streamed, not here, but on the Ante Yo-Yo channel, so definitely check it out. Dude, sport was actually so stacked last year. I did sport 1A last year, and it was crazy how good the people were in, how good everyone was in sport. Top 10 or top 5 in anti-sport is honestly, would be like crazy good. I was like 23rd or something like last year. I don't remember where I was in it. I was like somewhere in the middle of the pack. I think this year, if I had done sport, I could probably have done it better because I understand how it's judged better than I did last year. But even so, it's still like, I don't know, I was focusing more on off-string, and I was going out of town, so I only had so much time to record for it, right? But that's okay. You're welcome, Stefan. Can I do the dog trick? I'm assuming that you're meaning walk the dog, and yes. Not sure if it'll show up on camera because I don't know if it's low enough, but yes, I can do the dog trick and go to a fun little mind as well too. Yo, how's it going, Gearless? What's the hardest trick I know? The hardest trick I know is probably not this style of yo-yoing. It's probably solo hum, but my wife is asleep right now, and I do not want to wake her up because she's jet lagged out of her mind right now from a 12-hour flight. And so you can check it out on my channel though. I do have a lot of solo hum videos. It's where I do 2 off-string yo-yos at the same time. But my hardest 1A trick, I would say, is probably like one that I learned from Hunter, ironically, and it's like it's a whip to a double or nothing straight into a tower. So like you have to get to here, right? But you land it on the back string and then get it into a tower. And like, bro, getting into that back string is so much harder than I thought it would be. That was close. I almost had that. That's what it's supposed to look like at the end. Ooh, almost had that. We'll get it. We'll get it in a minute. Don't worry. Ooh. See, it's so hard, but I will eventually land it. The middle string also technically gets sort of a tower. Kind of. So maybe we'll count that. Yeah, please do. Yo, thanks, Stefan. Appreciate it. Glad y'all are enjoying the stream and the tricks. Now that I'm back in town, I'm hoping to start streaming more regularly. Trying to find a time that works for me to be able to stream most days of the week. And I'm thinking about like doing a lunch break stream. So I think that might be fun. Just kind of chill and kind of reset in the middle of the workday, you know? Because I do have a full-time job after all. And so it's nice to have a little bit of a break from sitting and all that. You know, I agree. It is crazy. Wait, it was happening like Anti was happening during a wrestling meet last year, like a wrestling meet for your school, or like a big wrestling match for like pro wrestling. Ah, so close. I don't know if y'all can see what's going on here, but I'm trying to do an over the head pop into there. It is. It's hard to see because there's only so much room in here, but like. That was close. Is there a trick that I find satisfying to do? I really just like this kind of style of like flowing tricks that bounce on the string a lot. So like this kind of style of trick is super satisfying. Maybe messing it up a little bit, but you get the idea, right? Of like the bouncing around on the string. This one's super satisfying. It's a fun one. And nobody really does it anymore, but this style of trick is also super satisfying. For your school. I didn't know you were on the wrestling team. That's awesome. Is Yo-Yo the same as Diablo in the beginning? I don't know if I'd say it's the same, but there's definitely like similarities, right? Because like Diablo, and I've been meaning to get a Diablo. I still need to get one. But a Diablo is way bigger than a regular yo-yo. Like probably like 5 or 6 times bigger. I would, if I was to get like roughly guess. And it's not attached to your hand. Kind of like, see how the string is attached to my hand? The strings for Diablo are attached to 2 sticks. And so you're using both your hands to do the trick. So like there's definitely similarities for sure. But there's some nuances like that make some tricks easier and some tricks harder. But I've actually been meaning to get some Diablos and maybe do some challenges with that. I think it'd be fun. I will figure out that regen somehow. You like the tricks where the yo-yo goes on the string? Me too. Yeah, I like them as well. They're a lot of fun. Is yo-yoing something you can do subconsciously when you get good at it? Kind of like beatboxing? Yeah, totally. Like, of course, like, as you're learning new things, like, of course, like, you know, you need to focus on it, right? But, like, tricks like these that are sometimes called, like, autopilot tricks in yo-yoing, or at least, I don't know, everybody has their own style of autopilot kind of tricks that they can do without thinking too much about it. And I don't know, they're just really fun to just like vibe and just like makes it fun to hang out with people and just yo-yo while you're chatting. I do agree though that like, you know, it depends on the trick, because like if I'm doing really big tricks, like it's pretty hard to just like do that subconsciously, right? So like if I'm doing tricks like over the head or like around my neck, goodness, there we go. Like it's a little bit harder to talk while doing those kinds of tricks, right? But for other styles of tricks, it's not too bad. It's just when I need to focus and not hit myself that it's a little bit scary. You know what I mean? But that's sick that you can beatbox. I've been wanting to learn how to beatbox since I I sing in a professional choir here in Dallas, and so music's a big deal to me, and beatboxing is just kind of fun, and I think it would be really fun to learn it and make some more a cappella style YouTube videos on my other channel. Can I do the Jacob's Ladder? You know, I don't. I'm sure I can learn it, but I don't think I know it offhand. Because doesn't it use like a different style of string, kind of like the. Is it called Cat's Cradle or something? Like there's some string that like people will like fold into different knots and whatever in the game is to try and like unfold it, right? Or like fold it into different configurations. My sisters did that when they were in like junior high. Oh no. I'm sorry that that was the experience with introducing the yo-yo to your friend. That's unfortunately kind of common to smack yourself in the face when you're learning how to yo-yo. And even when you've been doing it for a long time, like I've been yo-yoing for 15 years, and every now and then I still smack myself in the face too, actually. It just happens sometimes. Flying object on a string close to your face. You make a mistake, get clocked in the jaw, you know, it happens. Yeah, I have done some competitions, and yes, I have won some prizes. I got second place in my division at the United Yo-Yo contest earlier this year in off-string, and I won a couple of yo-yos and a kendama from that, so that was fun. And I've also competed at nationals and at worlds this year. I didn't win anything in either of those because people are really, really good at those, and I've got some practice to do. But yeah, no, it's fun. I like doing competitions. They can be stressful at times, but they're fun. Beatboxing is easy until you get into like inward sounds and inward bass and all that. That's fair. I could see that being pretty complicated. Yeah, I guess what I ought to do is I probably ought to like. What I probably ought to do is look into some tutorials for beatboxing so I can actually learn it instead of just like, you know, winging it and hoping that I figure it out, you know, just by making random sounds. Yo, bite Iwasawa. Bro, that trick is so hard. For those of you who don't know, there's this, I don't even know the regular Iwasawa, by the way. There's this whip trick that's called the Iwasawa Tower, and you end up in a tower like this, but you do it from some like crazy whip. And people have gone so far as to be able to, during the middle of the whip, catch the whip with their teeth. Like it's ridiculous. And like that's when you really hit yourself in the face. When you're trying to catch the string with your tongue or with your teeth or something, like I'm sure you've run into that one before, Newt Newt, because you sometimes like to do those kinds of tricks. I appreciate it, Sarah. Thank you, thank you. Got another DNA request. Get one in here in just a second. So let me just catch up on chat real quick. You're learning how to do the inward one with a friend to imitate Stitch. Oh, that'd be fun. I feel like the Stitch voices would be really fun to learn how to do. I feel like for me it's just like, it's like when you kind of squeeze back here with your throat. But I don't know how to do that with that beatboxing, you know what I mean? So I don't know, it's like every now and then I mess around with different sounds like that, right? It's kind of fun. Ohana means family. Such a good movie. Has anyone ever done it? Jakob's probably done it. But I've definitely never done it. I can tell you that one. Alright, let's get a DNA in here. We'll see how many attempts it takes me this time. Took me a few last try, but that's okay. Ah, it was close. Too much string in the gap on that one. There we go. Nice. There it is. I feel like I'm finally getting better at the DNA. I know that like the DNA got super popular while I wasn't in the yo-yo scene. And so like when I took a break from like being part of the yo-yo community for a while because like I don't know, I had graduated high school, I moved to another country, I went on like I went and served a mission for my church, went to college, got married, got a job. Like, there's a lot of things that happened, right? And so it's like, it was just like way too busy to be a part of the yo-yo community at that point. But now that I'm back as of like the last year, everybody and their dog is really good at the DNA, and so I'm trying to catch up on that a little bit. Yeah, the explanations are really weird for beatboxing. I can understand that. Do I have a brother? No, but I do have brothers-in-law because my sisters are both married. But yes, I have sisters, but not brothers. Yeah, no, that's fair. There are DNA fans everywhere, and it's a cool trick. Like I don't blame them. It's a really cool looking trick. And it's something that like anybody can understand, right? It's a very approachable trick to say, "Oh, this is the DNA." And people are like, "Oh, I get it. It looks like a DNA. It's really cool." And no one like people don't normally see a yo-yo like spinning on its side on someone's finger, right? That was not my greatest DNA in the world, but you know, like for the normal person who's not really that into yo-yoing or hasn't heard about the hobby or anything like that, like the DNA is very approachable. It's a cool trick. It's a good crowd pleaser, right? Um, what just happened? I've never had that happen. Normally it like snags if I mess it up like that. And I guess my yo-yo is done doing the DNA for now. That's okay. We'll probably come back to it eventually. I'm sure. All roads lead back to the DNA. Exactly. Yo, thanks for being here, Ghost. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support and thanks for chatting. Have a good night, man. It's also been like really interesting, you know, because I still yo-yo during my break, right? Just not as frequently. And so like seeing the evolution of the style of tricks after not being part of the yo-yo community for like 7 years or something, maybe even longer. Actually no, it was longer than 7 years. It was almost like 10 years, where I would just yo-yo on my own and then, you know, never really look into tricks or anything like that. Like watching Worlds last year and being like, wow, these tricks are completely different than what we did 10 years ago, which, you know, makes sense. But I just didn't see it coming. I don't know why I didn't see it coming. It makes sense. But like now everybody's like super into like whips and hooks, like spinning around in circles with the like whipping the yo-yo in the air while you're turning. Like it's crazy. Yo, how's it going, Mason? Favorite trick to do. My favorite trick to do in this style was probably give me just a second to fix my string tension. My favorite trick in this style to do is probably this. Ah, that was close. Something along those lines. It's a fun one. But there's also different variations of that trick. Oops. Ah, went too hard on the bind on that one. But like there's this idea where you can like whip the string into the gap in the air and get it to come up. And I don't know why it's not doing it right now. There we go. That's what's supposed to happen. Do I like anime? I mean, yes and no. Like, I'm not super into anime, but I enjoy watching it sometimes. But I'm not like a die-hard anime fan by any means. But I've watched some One Piece. I've watched some Naruto. What else have I watched? I mean, I'm not sure if it really like counts as anime, but I watched a lot of Pokemon and I watched some Yu-Gi-Oh, but I'm not sure if those really count as anime. Maybe they do. I'm not enough of an anime fan to really know if they are or aren't. What else have I watched? Can't really think of any other ones. I mean, like I watch Studio Ghibli movies, but I don't know if those really count as like anime, or if they're more just like anime style movies. I watched Howl's Moving Castle and my neighbor Totoro and stuff like that before. My wife loves Studio Ghibli. Like Howl's Moving Castle is like her favorite movie. Sweet. Yeah, I never know just because I'm not like crazy into it, but it's always fun to watch every now and then. Oh, I have watched Dragon Ball Z. Yes, I've definitely watched Dragon Ball Z. That was a really fun one. That was a good flow. I liked that one. Every now and then I just kind of like get in the zone for a second there and just like, oh, that was one of those moments. And that was pretty fun. That's something I love about yo-yoing, right? Is like sometimes it can just kind of feel meditative when you're just like listening to some chill music and just like vibing out, doing tricks. So I need to ask the follow-up question to you, Noah. Do you also enjoy anime? And if so, what animes do you like to watch? There's an anime called Super Yo-Yo or Chosoku Spinner. That's considered the best yo-yo anime of all time. Okay, I need to watch that. Like, I am obligated as a yo-yo player to at least watch one episode of that. So thank you for suggesting it. I feel like feel like one of my coworkers was telling me about that like a month or two ago, that like he knew yo-yos as a kid because of a yo-yo anime, and I would not be surprised if that was the one, unless there's like more than one yo-yo anime, which I guess is possible. I know there's a basketball anime that I've seen clips of that looks very interesting. Not that I'm really like that into basketball, but like I don't know, anime makes a lot of things fun that wouldn't normally be as interesting to me personally. Like I'll enjoy going to a basketball game, but like watching a basketball anime where they're having like freaking like anime style like battle scenes or whatever while playing basketball just sounds hilarious, but also really fun. Cowboy Bebop. That sounds pretty familiar actually. What's it about? Like, I would imagine it's about cowboys in some way, shape, or form. Let me see. Got another yo-yo back here with like a super loud bearing. But this one has a counterweight on it, which can be fun. Um, oh my. Gotta get that string tension back up. There we go. It's a famous anime. I mean, it sounds kind of familiar. It's just again, I don't know anime super well, and so like I hear about random animes that my friends are into, and like or ones that like come up as like references in pop culture. Like I've seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure come up in pop culture references, but I've never watched JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, right? Or like Full Metal Alchemist or things like that. But again, I've never watched it. But I know a little bit about it. A history of Spike Spiegel, who's the Cowboy Bebop, which is a space cowboy. That's fun. Space Cowboys sounds like a fun idea. You should get another Unlimited for Soul Hum. I would definitely recommend. Honestly, the Unlimited is really fun for Soul Hum. I like it probably better than I like it for Soul Hum. Probably better than I like it for regular 4A. And I already liked it for the most part for regular 4A. But I feel like it really excels in Soul Hum, even though it doesn't quite have as much power or stability as I'd like it to. He's a bounty hunter from space. That's cool. That does sound pretty fun. See, that's the thing, is like anime sounds like it would be really fun. I just never watch it, and I don't know why. Probably because I'm scared of getting too into it and then watching like 500 episodes of something. How's it going, Tomas? Good morning. hope you have a good day at uni. Appreciate the love, my friend. Where can you buy a yo-yo like mine, and how much are they? So, great question. There are a lot of good yo-yo stores and a lot of good yo-yos at very different prices. And so this is actually a really good example because I've been using 3 different yo-yos, not intentionally, but that are at very different price points. Okay, so these 3 yo-yos are all wildly different in price. This middle one is like $10. This one is like $50, and this one is like 120. So, or it might be 130, somewhere around there. It's over $100. And all 3 of these are very capable yo-yos for different reasons. And they're, I enjoy using all of them for different reasons. But you can get yo-yos at stores like yoyoexpert.com, yoyosam.com, like Sam, like Samuel, Yo-Yo Loco, if you're, Spanish loco, like crazy in Spanish. I really like Yo-Yo Loco. They're a great local store in Colorado. You can get some yo-yos on Amazon, but it's kind of hit or miss. And I normally don't recommend it too much unless you know what you're looking for, because you can get some really weird, like bootleg kind of yo-yos on accident on Amazon. And I don't know, I enjoy supporting like the yo-yo stores themselves when I can. But yeah, depending on where you are in the world, there's also some that are overseas. Like, so what region of the world are you in? That way I can recommend a store that's like closer to you. Like, are you in like Europe or Asia or the U.S.? Yo, how's it going, Shelby? Shout out to you. Appreciate you being here. There is definitely not an age limit for yo-yos. And I'm glad that you mentioned that too, because like when I used to live in Utah, there was a guy who would come to Yo-Yo Club who was like in his 80s, and he was like one of the first world yo-yo champions, and he still plays with yo-yos. So really, there's no age limit. It's a really fun toy. It's a great hobby. Tons of really cool people yo-yo. And I don't know, it's just been a really welcoming community for the most part, and I appreciate that a lot. So I'm very grateful to be back in the community after taking a break for life. Yeah, and like so that's the other thing with animes though, Noah, you're right, is that like sometimes they make you sad and they break your heart, and then you have to reflect on life. But they're also fun, and they also are like really over the top and have like the anime cutscenes that are fun to watch. So I don't know, you win some, you lose some, I guess. I think probably out of any anime, the ones that I've watched the most have been either Naruto or Pokemon. Most likely Pokemon, but Naruto would be probably a close second. You're in California? Oh, okay, nice. There's actually some yo-yo stores in California, like Bird in Hand, I believe is in Chico, California. It's either in Chico or on Redondo Beach, but there's also a yo-yo store on Redondo Beach too. So yeah, if you want to go to a physical store, Bird in Hand is a really good one. If you want online, any of the ones I mentioned earlier, like Yo-Yo Expert and Yo-Yo Sam and Yo-Yo Loco are all really good. Wholeheartedly agree, Robert. It feels like an art form a lot more now than it might have when I was first, just learning how to throw a yo-yo up and down, right? Like how to throw it and catch it. Excuse me. Trying to get better at that straight up Mickey bind. With 5A, it's like really hard to catch it. Yeah, no problem, Christian. I hope that was helpful. There's a really good yo-yo community in California, honestly. Like, the DXL yo-yo club is really fun, from what I can tell, and a lot of people come out to their meetups. So check them out. They're just kind of like a community-run yo-yo club. I don't really know where. I want to say they're in Southern California. But I don't live in California, so I'm just going off of my memory at this point. Used to live in California, but it was a long time ago. Dang. I was really trying to get that one to work. I was so close. And that was a good example of getting smacked in the hand when you're yo-yoing. Someone brought up getting hit in the face earlier. You also get smacked in the hand. Probably more than the face. So just be aware that you may get some nicks and bruises from yo-yoing at times, and that's okay. It's part of the process and part of learning. You're welcome, Raymark. Appreciate you being here. I'm trying to figure out. There's this trick where people will like launch it out to the side, right? And they'll do a 360 and bring it back. I'm trying to figure out some of those 360 tricks. Yeah. Such a fun mind. I want to try and come up with something out of that whip somehow, some way. Not sure what I'm going to do yet. But, let's see here. Another DNA request. We can get another DNA in here. We haven't done one in a little while. Swap out yo-yos real quick. Just a second. That was actually an okay DNA. Wasn't perfect, but a half decent DNA. We'll try one more. I might regret that choice. Oh, never mind. No, that was a good one. That was a good one. Nice. How long did it take me to learn? The DNA or just yo-yo tricks in general? Because I've been yo-yoing for 15 years, probably almost 16 years at this point actually. And you know, it definitely didn't take 16 years to learn all of these tricks, but you know, a lot of these tricks, like, you could probably learn within the first couple of years, depending on how much time you have. But I think the thing that's really like helpful for doing this for a long period of time, other than the fact that like you get to know more people in the community, and you know, you develop, you know, relationships and friendships with people, which is awesome about being in a hobby. It's just like you also get to know like your own creative style a little bit, and you can kind of express yourself through the art form, like Robert was talking about earlier, I believe. It is some hard work, I agree, and it definitely roughs up my hands, I can tell you that. I don't know if you can see it too well, but it definitely makes it gives you lots of string burn, that's for sure. Believe it or not, this isn't even my main style actually. My main style is off string, and off string, as the name would imply, is where the yo-yo is not on the string. And it's super fun, but it's also like, I don't know, like 11 o'clock or something here, maybe even later. 11 o'clock p.m. and my wife is asleep, and I don't really want to wake her up from all the thuds of me dropping my yo-yo. So I will probably do some off string on stream tomorrow, but probably not right now. But yes, finger dents, agreed. Definitely get some finger dents. So Raymark, that's the other thing with being in the hobby for a long time, is that I don't always learn all of the newer, trendier tricks. And that's not necessarily a good or bad thing. But like the bouncy green triangle looks super cool, and I'm sure it would be a really fun trick to learn. I just haven't learned it yet. But I know a bunch of other triangles, like for instance the Brent Stoll, an alternative whip over the wrist. There. You can also do it from there. Like there's a lot of different ways to get into a triangle. There's another one. It's basically, it's kind of like that, but it also ends in a triangle. And I forget how to do it. It's supposed to like whip the, it's supposed to make a whip over the main string, and I don't remember how to do it. Yeah, no, that's fair. I know there's lots of tutorials for it. I just haven't learned it yet. Just because, again, my main style is off string, and so I've been focusing more on learning off string tricks than 1A tricks. 1A tricks are fun for me to like vibe and hang out and express myself in different ways. But off string is the one that I do mainly for competition. But you're right, I could definitely follow a tutorial for it, and I probably will at some point. Yo, thanks, man. Thank you, Holly. I appreciate it. I don't know if I dare do any off string tricks right now. Yo, how's it going, GT? Welcome from Vietnam. Appreciate you being here. I wasn't, like, I was just in Asia earlier today, actually. I flew home from a trip to Hong Kong and Korea literally this morning. So not quite Vietnam, but close by. Oh, the Vietnam War. That was kind of a while ago, wasn't it? It's been a little bit since then. Sorry, I thought you were saying you were watching from Vietnam. Yep, foray is what off-string is called in yo-yo lingo, Remark. You're absolutely right. I feel like all of these ball bearings in these yo-yos have been getting louder and louder. Yeah, I know it's been a while. It's been a while for sure. I feel like if anything, my grandparents probably. No, my grandparents served in World War II, not in Vietnam. And then my uncle served in Afghanistan. So yeah, we have a lot of military background in my family, but I don't think we had anybody serve in the Vietnam War, as far as I'm aware. It'll be 70 years next year. Yo, how's it going, Hunter? Welcome, welcome. How'd your stream go? What is up with this bearing? It's so loud. Yo, I'm glad it went well, man. Appreciate you stopping by. My DNA needs some work, but it's all good. We'll give it another try. There we go. We'll call it. We'll call that one a successful DNA. You're so tired, dude. I don't know how you have the energy to do so many streams every day. Like, genuinely, like, if y'all haven't seen Hunter's streams, he's been streaming like 3 or 4 times a day, like every day for like a month. It's some serious dedication, so props, man. You want to wait for more election updates, but you also want to sleep. That's fair. That is fair. Is today the last day for voting? I can't remember. Yo, how's it going, it's Kira? You're slowly figuring out how to keep the energy up. That's fair. I feel like if I was to do multiple streams a day, there's no way I'd be able to do it doing off string in every stream. Unless I was like really conserving energy the whole time. because I'd be so tired after doing 4 off-string streams in a day. I think the most I'd ever be able to do would be 2, or at least the most I'd want to do. You know, I think, believe it or I think Raymark Hunter might actually have a tutorial for Godspeed. I know you have a tutorial for the DNA. Do you have one for Godspeed too? Nice. You know, thanks for the sub, Holly. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. The NBA. Like the National Basketball Association. I know there are a bunch of DNA related tricks like the A and D and the... Isn't there an... Is the NDA the one that's to the side? But like, you know, isn't just a sign wider. Oh yeah, by the way, Hunter, I'll probably add you as a mod too, actually. I need to start actually adding people as mods. I keep forgetting to do it. You know, thanks, Holly. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out on stream. I guess the other thing too would just be like the string burn from yo-yoing for that long every day. Like my hands have calluses from the string burn, but like not enough to do like 4 to 6 hours of yo-yoing every day. So I definitely have to use like gloves or something. Which I have gloves, they're just downstairs. So I will probably get them when I stream tomorrow. Yo, welcome back. That's kind of the way it works sometimes with like YouTube Shorts, is that like you might find your way back to where you started occasionally. I've had that actually happen where like I'll be scrolling through YouTube Shorts and then out of nowhere it'll just pull up the same videos that came up like 2 minutes ago in the exact same order, and I'll end up in this random loop and I'll like swipe past them because I've already watched them, and it's like it's the exact same like sequence of videos over again. It's kind of weird. But either way, welcome back. For those of you who are on here, do y'all normally watch yo-yo videos a lot, or is this your first time seeing yo-yo videos on YouTube? I know, especially on shorts, it can get shown to basically literally anyone, so always curious. Yeah, go ahead, Nova, what's up? lost the momentum on that. So, trying to work on my behind the back combos. Come on. No. The Jeopardy waiting sound. I'd play the actual one, but it probably would put a copyright claim on this stream. So my half singing will have to do. Oops. Dude, that is the one challenge with plastic yo-yos. Like, I love plastic yo-yos because like the way they feel when you're doing tricks is really fun. Like they're really bouncy and fun. But if you're not careful and you like bump into them while they spin, it can really make the spin run out fast. So you just have to be careful. But usually they're very capable and they really are quite good. Just have to be careful not to hit the yo-yo while you're doing tricks. Tragic. It is tragic. I was curious. Now we will never know. When the world needed him most, he vanished. For any of you Avatar The Last Airbender fans out there. Which, if that also counts as anime, then I've definitely watched a lot of anime, because I've watched a lot of Avatar The Last Airbender. I feel like that was a really good show. It was like really interesting, had like a lot of fun ideas. Had some good Asian culture to it, which was fun. So I guess my question is the question the question mark? Or is the question, or is it a statement just to help us understand that you have a question? There we go. I guess in the meantime, so I can take a little bit of break of having constant string burn, let's take a look at some yo-yos. So this is not my entire collection, but here is a sizable chunk of it, of my 1A yo-yos. But in case any of you are curious, I have too many yo-yos in my house, but they are a lot of fun. If there was an easier way for me to show this, I would. Perhaps like this. Got some really fun colored yo-yos. I really like this one actually. I don't know if you can see because of the lighting, but it's got like really cool artwork on the inside. But since the lighting is to the side, you might not be able to see it too well. Got some classic yo-yos going on here. As well as a whole bunch of off-string yo-yos that are very large in comparison even to this yo-yo, which is large by 1A standards. I do a lot of off-string, and so I have a lot of off-string yo-yos in here. I wonder if I can hold them all at the same time. Probably not. We'll see how far we can go here. Okay, maybe we can. Maybe we can. We'll keep going. How many can we add past this? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if we can go all the way to 8. Because I have 8 in this room at least. Ah, so close. Boom. 8 off-string yo-yos at the same time. I have 2 more, but they're downstairs. And to avoid losing all of my viewers just by walking downstairs, I will just wait down. I'll just bring those up another day. But in case y'all have never seen an off-string yo-yo before, that's what they look like. I will just show very quickly. It is indeed not attached to the string, but I am also indeed not going to do off-string tricks right now because I don't want to wake up my wife. But that is what off-string looks like in a nutshell. They're large, they're wide, they're fun. Make for some really interesting yo-yo tricks because you're no longer, tied to the string literally, and so you can hop the yo-yo off the string at basically any moment, and do different tricks around like your leg or your neck or your arm, or there's some really cool tricks you can do with off string. And so if y'all are interested, I will probably be streaming tomorrow as well, and I will most likely be doing some off string yo-yoing because I need to be practicing again now that I actually have a dedicated space for yo-yoing. Because when you're, when you're on a trip, you can't always guarantee that you'll have enough space to really yo-yo all the time. And also, you don't want to necessarily just be yo-yoing the whole time that you're on a trip either. But I did get some cool clips from the trip, and I posted some of them already. But there's some more that I'll be posting over the weekend and probably next week as well too, from my trip to Korea and Hong Kong. So keep your eyes peeled. Should be fun. I'm surprised, but I actually had the guts to play solo hum outside, which is where you have 2 off-string yo-yos at the same time. It was my first time ever trying it outside, and it made me really nervous, but I found a park that had like really soft ground, so I wasn't as worried about absolutely demolishing my yo-yos when I dropped them. Also, shout out to whoever made this lo-fi in the background for not having it ads even after an hour and a half. A true legend. I want to get better at 5A, which is this style with the counterweight. I want to get better at it, I just don't know very many counterweight tricks, so I really ought to learn some more. Let's try that one more time. Or not. Dang. That's okay. We'll try it again. Yeah, the thing with counterweight is that it's all based on momentum, but it's the momentum of two objects that have very different weights. And so it's like figuring out how to keep them both moving evenly is a challenge. And also the length of the string can change, making like the center of balance different too, and so it's like it makes it kind of complicated to keep both the oyo and the counterweight spinning and independently of each other. Whoops. And then sometimes that happens. Hey, I actually did it. I always tried to figure out that trick, and it never really clicked for me. Where like the idea is that you like let go and bring it back up. Maybe the issue was that I always had too long of a string. So, or that I didn't understand the momentum. One of the two. Let's try that again. No. That's the thing with 5A is that it can get tangled up in knots very easily. Close. But you can also untangle it easier because it's not attached to your hand. So you can use the counterweight to help you untie the knot too. Oh, that's fun. That's a fun idea. I don't know if y'all were able to really see that, but like going around the leg and letting go, and then they're staying together obviously. I don't want them to stay together, but that's okay. Alright, let's try that again. I'll figure that out and get a better clip of it probably at some point. But the idea being that like it goes around your leg, and then you swap hands, and you go around your other leg, kind of thing. I don't know. I think that's a fun idea. Still getting used to the string length. I'm trying a shorter string than I normally do for a 5/8, and so it throws me off. But it's fun. How's it going, Sam? Appreciate you being here. Dang. Trying to think of what to do. Who knows? Welcome back yet again, Ghost. YouTube apparently thinks you really need to be here for some reason. Which, I mean, I'm not opposed to that, but welcome back again. That was not supposed to happen. Yeah. Maybe this is the sign to go to bed, Ghost. If you need someone to be your accountability person, to be like, hey, it's time to go to bed, I can be that person. Because I too should probably go to bed, but I'm jet lagged out of my mind right now, so I'm probably not gonna go to bed for a little bit. Although I did get some of those like melatonin gummies or whatever to make it easier to sleep, so I can get back used to American time zones again. Hopefully I don't need them for too long. There we go. That's fine. Fair enough. You do you, dude. No worries, man. Trying to see what I can do off of that. Oh my gosh. These are the kinds of tricks where you like almost smack yourself in the face. Oh, that's an idea. Let's see. Let's look at that for a minute. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's not gonna work because I would need to be like this, and that's gonna tilt the yo-yo a lot. Well, I don't know. Let's see here. I'm trying to come up with other ideas for tricks that go around my neck that don't like give me crazy amounts of anxiety. You know? Dang. Ah. Maybe if I got it further behind my shoulder, that would have worked. Okay. Well, that's a dismount I could use at least. Okay, so if we're here, there's a trick where people will like go behind their head and like land it back on the string after. But I feel like that's just a recipe to like smack yourself in the back of the head somehow. Or in the hand. Oh, interesting. So that's how we got here. Interesting. Okay. So, if that's the case, if we can get to here from here, that one almost smacked my laptop. That would have been bad. Okay. Nope. I don't know, it's just like, that's such a smooth dismount that I don't really want to like not do that, you know? Because basically all I would end up doing would be to go back into it. For like this one chopstick. And then the dismount, right. So I mean like that's an option, I suppose. But I don't know if it's the option I want to take. The other thing too is that if I wanted to try and like land it on that string, I need to land it like that, I guess. Nope. It's the hard part with like trying to figure out neck related tricks. I mean, I guess you could do that, but like, I don't know. Hard to say. Come on. Why not? There we go. Oh my gosh. I am whiffing all of these binds, my goodness. Whatever. It's fine. Alright. I'll probably take a break for a little bit here and see if I can get some sleep. But thanks y'all for being here. appreciate you hanging out. And then if you enjoyed the stream, please do leave a like and a subscribe. Appreciate it. But yeah, thanks everybody for being here. I'll probably be back live again tomorrow. Probably during the morning or the afternoon, since I have work off tomorrow and the rest of the week. So I'll probably be streaming a lot more this week. So if you're interested in that, consider subscribing and hanging out with us. But in any case, thanks for being here. I'll see you around.